just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's start this week off right. Yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Welcome back to the GMS show. We are live and we are prepared to start this week off just right. Now, how y'all feeling, man? You know we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. Sending them good vibes out, man, as always, man. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope all the fathers out there had a wonderful Father's Day. I had a great one, man. I sat up, blew the little 10-foot pool I got from Target up. Sat in that motherfucker for like 3 hours. Felt great. Drank some brews. Got some love, man, from the family. It was just an overall good day, man. It's hot in Minnesota, man. It's about 100 degrees in Minnesota. It feels great to say that, actually. That shit's different, man. Minnesota don't be seeing a lot of 100-degree days, man. So it's real hot. It's real hot today. What up, Lady Aries? Shout out to you for pulling up today. Sanaa in the building. Yeah, we got some things to talk about, man. First and foremost, man, off the few subjects I got today, because I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I got other things to do. I have become a lot more busy over the past couple months, man. And you know, we'll talk about that at some point. But I got a lot of things going on. You know, I want to continue to be able to do this, you know, podcast, this show. But you know, I'll talk to y'all about that sooner or later. Just know that things are happening. We good over here. We blessed over here. You feel me? I got on my Africa piece today because I feel like having the motherland on my chest. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, all my African brothers and sisters. Now, happy Juneteenth, my niggas. It seems as though now that it is an official holiday, some people are bent out of shape. When I say some people, I mean white people. And some house Negroes. And maybe some Negroes who don't understand. But I see no problem in reminding people the day that the slaves were freed. All of them. The same way every year they want us to remember all the military and the troops and how America fought hard in all these wars and all these American holidays. They never want us to forget that part of their history. When it comes to the actual history of this country, that's a part of this country. people get bent out of shape and feel weird about it. It's a simple question, and it's a simple answer as to why people are mad about Juneteenth. It's because accountability has not been taken by this country for what they've done. They've thrown it to the side. They've continuously tried to downplay slavery as if it was just a minor little blip in history to where it just nobody remembered the shit. But it's hard to erase 400 goddamn years. It's very hard. Very hard. You can't. Good job trying to achieve that. That is an ultimate feat. And the fact that people have such a problem with this happening just goes to show you how much more prominent it is in this society without even having to talk about it. Now, the OG, who we all know, who we all watched in our classrooms growing up, Bill Nye the Science Guy. First of all, Bill has always been an ally to this cause. He's never been one of those white people who feels like they know more about black people than black people. He's never felt like what he did is more important than anything black people have done. He's never felt like he needed a pat on the back. And he also felt like it wasn't something that he just had to do because he was white. He felt like he has to speak on this because it's right. And what he did was he posted up a picture yesterday reading, "The United States we know today was built with the labor of enslaved black Americans. The last were not freed officially until June 1865. Let us celebrate and never forget." I didn't see anything from Bill Nye saying, hey, white people, get on your knees and repent. I didn't see him blaming anybody. I didn't see him put any names out there. I didn't see him tell white people to walk around and apologize to every black person they see. He simply read off facts about this country in a very simple way. Let me read it again for people that don't understand. Let me just say this again. The United States we know today was built with the labor of enslaved black Americans. The last were not freed officially until June 1865. Let us celebrate and never forget. It sent some people in an uproar. And now people are mad at Bill Nye for spitting some facts on Juneteenth. That is absolutely, somebody replied, that is actually not true. The last in the rebel states were made aware today in 1865. Delaware held people enslaved until the ratification of the 13th. Native tribes did so until 1866. The 13th kept a loophole for slavery as punishment for a crime. Yes, prisons are modern day slavery today. That is not a secret. That is pure fact. Prisons are a way to continue on modern day slavery, which the Constitution really, what is it good for? That's what I gotta ask. What the fuck is the Constitution really good for if motherfuckers still gotta deal with slave labor? Being locked up in prisons. Why do you think so many private prisons exist? Black Hippie said that they never been mad at Bill for spitting facts before. Yeah, everybody talking now. Everybody want to try to go to the fact that he's not a historian. Man, you don't need to be a historian to know the facts about life. This is the facts about life that really happened. Why do people want to erase what happened in this country so bad? It's only because they don't want to take accountability, and they're shameful for having to know that this country was built off the backs of slaves and not them. You're in America, the land of the free. You're supposed to be so hard working and everybody's supposed to get off their backs and do that. That's matter of fact, that is the funniest shit in the world to me when I hear white people say you got to get off your backs and work hard for what you. First of all, you motherfuckers, let me just say your ancestors, let me throw you a bone. Your ancestors didn't live by that American dream or that American code that you so strongly hold today. No, they had other people doing the work for them for free. So to tell black people to pick up their bootstraps or to tell black, I get it today. There's no excuse to be lazy today. That's not my point. I'm not using this as an excuse for people to be lazy and use excuses. I'm saying the simple fact that you even say it without even thinking about the simple fact that this country was built off the backs of black people. It's common sense. That man, look, I don't want to spend too much time talking about why people don't like Juneteenth. We already know why. We live in America. It's very simple. It's common sense when it comes to this shit. But I will say this. I only talk about this to continue to remind people that we should never feel embarrassed or second guess speaking about slavery or the things or the history of this country when it comes to black people in this country. It's a mentality thing when they try to make you feel like it didn't matter or that you shouldn't be talking about it because, hey, we weren't slave owners. I wasn't a KKK member. I didn't own slaves. The easiest excuse in the world. But if you turn around on Memorial Day and say, nigga, I wasn't no fucking veteran. I wasn't one of those Japanese soldiers who killed your family, nigga. Why the fuck I gotta celebrate their lives, nigga? Why I gotta mourn them? I don't know them niggas. It's just an excuse. That's all we boil it down to. They're not gonna stop us from celebrating our history, from learning our history, from teaching our history. They want to get away from critical race theory in school. Okay, well, guess what? Now that we know that, because we can't change anything systematically, that's just not in the realm of possibilities when you have certain people controlling the outcome of shit. Just continue to teach your kids about the real shit in America. Keep teaching your kids about that shit. Your kids, the next kids around you, just make sure that they learn that shit. Since we keep our ears to what's real, make sure you take the initiative to teach them that shit. Don't wait on the schools or don't depend on the schools to do shit. They ain't been doing shit ever since they've been here. As far as I know, school is just a status symbol to try to get a better job later in life. And even then, you probably won't even get that goddamn position because of how fucked up this country is. But let's keep moving on. We can talk about that shit all day. I got some other shit I want to talk about, man. You know, I said happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Matter of fact, I see a couple of y'all in the chat right now, man. Shout out my man Zen Master. If you are a father in the chat, man, put a 1 right now. If you are a father, put a chat. I want to put a 1 in the chat. I want to shout y'all out. I wanted to talk about the difference between a dad and a father. A dad is the nigga that busted a nut and had a kid with somebody and doesn't really want to take on the responsibility of raising that child or teaching that child anything or really just being a part of that child's life for real. A father is the complete opposite of that. we've seen those type of people come and go through our lives. We've had dads and not fathers in our own lives. But what I want to talk about and what's so important about why I want to talk about this is because I know that when this time comes around, you know, some people feel some type of way when they have a certain relationship with their dad. And it's like, how can I want to put this in the right way without sounding malicious. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you are breaking the cycle, you honestly have nothing to worry about, man. If you aren't carrying on the same traits that your dad had when you were growing up, and you want something different for you and yours, I applaud you. And you deserve everything good in this world. Young father, black father. I'm trying to separate those terms. I want us to be able to separate the term dad and father. You know what I'm saying? The father is a role that you have to play, an important role. Every father is a dad. Some people just stop at that point. Some people just stop at the dad part. Shout out to Tyson, Jordan Jackson, Ty the Beneficiary, Heroic Dose, Toke Champs, Trey 979. Shout out to y'all dads out there, the black fathers out there, especially on Juneteenth. This is very important for me to talk about. I also don't want to stay on the subject of deadbeat or not good fathers. I also want to talk about, or good dads. I want to talk about the good fathers and some of those fathers out there that had to deal with a scorned baby mom to where they couldn't see their kids on Father's Day. Let me just tell y'all something, man. Any woman out there who thinks that she's getting revenge, you think it's sweet because you got the say so right now, you can control the situation. Oh, it's so fun. It's so, oh, you so happy that you just getting back at the nigga that either cheated on you or didn't want you. But the only thing you are doing is creating karma for yourself. You are building karma for yourself against you, so that when your child is old enough to understand that it wasn't his dad or her dad staying away from them, it was you, the person they've been around their whole life, keeping them away from their father. Depriving them of a relationship with their father because you are scorned, bitter, and just downright ain't shit. And it goes more, and it says more about your character than it does his. So what if he don't want you? So what if he cheated on you? So what if he dogged you out and made you not feel like you was worth it? You want to know why I say so what? It's not to take away what you went through. It's a simple fact that that shit is supposed to make you stronger. That shit is supposed to be a learning lesson. Hey, let me stay away from that type of dude so that the next person that comes in my life, I know who to pick. I know who to have around me. I know who I can build with. See, a lot of people aren't strong in that aspect. A lot of the times it's a tit for tat game. People trying to play the one-up game. It's not a game. You have a child involved. And creating that type of shit will only make your child not fuck with you when they get older. Then you're going to be sitting there looking stupid as hell, wondering why your child don't mess with you, don't talk to you like they used to, don't love you like they used to. It's because they whole life, you played a game with their whole heart, their whole being, their whole soul. That relationship is important regardless if you feel like it is or not. Oh, you know, he wasn't treating me right when I was with him. So why am I going to let him see his daughter? Why am I going to let him see his son? That is the goofiest mentality in the world, man. And I say this because I saw great examples in my life from my own mom who was treated poorly by my dad. Do you think one time in life my mom told me that I couldn't talk to my dad, I couldn't see my dad, tried to tell me my dad wasn't shit? Do you think my mom did that? Absolutely not. My dad was a fucking monster. And the fact that I had to find out more shit about that nigga over the past year or so that I didn't know my entire life just goes to show that, man, you don't know everybody like you think you do. And sometimes it's best to keep your distance from people, man. Whether it be your dad, whether it be your mom, whether it be your auntie, uncle, granny, it don't matter who it is. If these people do not serve you well in life, man, if these people have hidden agendas, especially the people that try to hide from the facts, you hide from the facts and you hope that the dirt that you did in the past don't come back to catch up with you later. But it always does. That's why it's better to be a good fucking person off top than wait until later in life when all shit has hit the fan and you ain't got no other resource but to sit there and ask for forgiveness to every single fucking person you ever came across. You know, there are people out there who try to throw things that happened in the past in the back burner and try to move on with life. That's all fine and good until you realize the people on the other hand of the bullshit that you caused are still affected by that. So now you have no choice but to confront that problem or leave it where it is. And when you leave it where it is, it's going to be worse for you and that person. That's all I can say. I didn't grow up around no bitter women. See, when dudes talk about a woman raising a man or raising young boys, man, some of that shit is true, man. A woman cannot teach you how to be a man. She can try her best, especially when they have to. I'm telling you, women have had to take on roles that they shouldn't have, but life is life. Some adapt, some don't. But not all women raise soft men or raise men that are bitter towards their fathers or feminine because they only be around women. Like, it's like those type of stereotypes I'm trying to kill as well, because I'm like, I didn't really know about that till I got older and started watching shit to where people explain that shit, because I didn't come up around that shit. I didn't come up around my mom walking around the house yelling all the time and trying to argue with my dad or trying to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see that shit. That wasn't a part of my regular everyday life. My mom wasn't over here trying to be like, yeah, your dad is this, your dad is that, and you know, he did this to me. My mom didn't tell me about 90% of the shit my dad did to her till I was grown. That's how much she wanted to try to protect our relationship. And see, the funny thing was, because me and my brother already felt some type of way about him and his situation, we didn't give a fuck. We acted how we wanted to act. If we didn't like a motherfucker, we didn't like a motherfucker. And if we didn't want to talk to people, we didn't want to talk to people. And when we didn't want to see my dad, we didn't go see my dad. Now, my mom wasn't the one to have to tell him, like, hey, it's not me that's telling him not to go over there. It's not me telling him to feel this type of way about you. You got to realize you made a decision. This is the ripple effect of the decision that you made. I don't know if he thought that we were supposed to be all peachy keen and all cool with everything like that happening, but some people feel like they can just move on after doing some fucked up shit and then just everything be cool later on. Hey, it's cool. They'll get over it. And certain things happen in life where, you know, some things may bring you back together. Like for my instance, you know, right? I want to be open about this as well, man. I don't want to just talk about everybody else's situation. I want to be open about it. I want to be transparent about this whole shit so that y'all know that I'm not just out here preaching or saying this shit out my ass. Like this shit, I experience shit and I learn from shit and I talk about the shit. When I had my daughter, that's when me and my dad's relationship got better. Before then, it wasn't shit. I didn't like him, and I didn't like anything about his situation, anything like that. Nobody around him, none of that shit. When my daughter was born, I felt like there was like a rebirth of some type of relationship between me and my dad. You know, like I don't know how I don't know if anybody else can relate to that specifically, to where you had a problem with one of your parents, and then, you know, you ended up having a kid and somehow that kind of brought y'all relationship back together. I don't know. I don't know anybody else's situation. All I can say is that's how it happened with me. I saw an opening for something better to happen instead of holding on to grudges, holding on to anger, holding on to depression, holding on to a hurt heart from a lot of the shit that happened over the years, and trying to start clean, trying to start fresh, trying to do something new, trying to develop a different type of relationship with somebody who I felt was a different person. Now, giving that person the benefit of the doubt, I can't say that this person isn't the same as who they used to be, but that doesn't change the things that they have done in the past. You can be a good person today, but that doesn't mean that karma's done with you. Some people be wondering why certain shit keep happening. I'm doing everything right. I got a job. I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I stopped doing drugs. I stopped drinking. I stopped all this shit. I'm going to church. God, why is it still happening to me? It's because you was doing some fucked up shit and it's not done yet. Karma says, hey, you still got a whole half a century left, motherfucker. Yes, you doing good things. You might want to continue to do that until this shit run out. Because some people don't have that strength. Some people give up after that and just say fuck it and go back to doing fuck shit. It takes a real strong individual to get over the humps and the bumps of life and try to do what they can to live as a better person, better human being. I haven't had this conversation with my dad in particular, but the thing about it is I feel like if I know this shit at 30, then a nigga should know that at 60. That's all I'm saying. And I smoke weed every day. Every day. You would have thought I was just some lazy, non-common sense, just stupid buffoon ass nigga out here. Nah, man, I sit back, I learn, I observe, I read the room, I read body language, I read the past, I read the present, and I read the future, and this is where it has gotten me today. I don't want to make no excuses for anything, because I'm not even talking about in the sense where we have to hold on to the past in the sense of, oh, my parents aren't together anymore. Like, when you get older, you realize why grown-ups break the fuck up. You realize why people don't stay the fuck together. So that to me, I don't give a fuck about that at all. I can tell you right now, I do not give a fuck about my parents splitting up anymore. That was something that I was over with years ago, 10 years, whatever, how long ago. It was a long time ago. My problem, like I said, was when I started finding out some of the things that man was doing during that time. that I had no idea about because I was so fucking young. You know, I saw some things, but to a 5-6-year-old, a lot of those things get left in the background. You know what I'm saying? And you start hearing the stories and you start remembering certain places that you was at when it happened. It's like, oh shit, this shit really happened. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit that I would have been like, if I would have knew at the time, if I would have knew back when I was younger, there would be no possible way that my dad and my daughter would have a relationship today. I promise you that. I promise you on my life, which is another reason why things are kind of going the way that it is now, which is another story for another day for when I feel like it. But it's like I never would have allowed them to get that close. If I would have known half the shit that my dad did back in the day to my mom, then I would have never, ever in my life allowed them to get that close, especially with his wife either. And I hope they see this shit, man. I hope they see that shit, and I want all the smoke. Literally and figuratively, I want all the smoke. Because it's like some people feel like they can go on in life and do things without having to confront certain things that they've done. I know there's some things I'm going to have to answer to when I get to them pearly gates. I'm not too sure about them other niggas, and them niggas be in church. They be in church every day. I'll be over here at the crib working on my life, figuring out what I'm doing with my own relationship with God. I ain't got to go to church, but a lot of these niggas that go to church, man, they ain't shit. Sitting up in church every Sunday, speaking in tongues, running around, praising God, and falling to the floor like you passing out. Bitch, you ain't shit. Singing in the praise team, knowing damn well you got dick on your breath. Bitch, you ain't shit. Tried your hardest to get with every married man you could before you found a nigga that was gonna be beneficial to your life. Bitch, you ain't shit. And I'll say this shit to your goddamn face. Don't think I won't. Pull up. Matter of fact, I'll pull up. Goofy ass niggas, man. There's so much shit I want to say. When I talk about these subjects, there's so much shit I want to say. But out of respect for my mother, because I love my mama so much, I ain't gonna do that type of shit. I done said enough already, goddamn. I done said enough already. But what I wanted to say that because we do all these celebrations, man. We go through all these holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all this shit. And we be dealing with shit internally, man. There's a lot of shit that we haven't got over yet in our lives. And even though we may be ready to confront those things, other people on the other side of that situation may not be. I feel like there's going to be a day I have a conversation with my dad about a lot of shit. I know he's ready to have a conversation. It's not that I'm not ready to have a conversation. It's just that I'm not finna sit up there and listen to somebody ask me what the problem is when they know what the fuck the problem is. We too grown for that, man. You might as well just say what the fuck you did. Say, I'm sorry for that shit. I hope we can move forward and move on. I'm 30 years old, man. We ain't never had that conversation, man. We have never had that conversation. I'm telling you right now, and the reason I'm using my own situation is because I want y'all in the chat to understand that these are things that we deal with, and we try to stray away from them. We try to put them on the back burner, and we try to ignore them, and hopefully it'll go away and we can move on with life. But it's always going to be there, hanging in the air above your head, with that cloud that's raining down on you, metaphorically. I want us to get all this shit off our chest. Matter of fact, I'm even using this as a moment for me so that I may find the courage to actually sit down across from my dad and have a conversation to where I don't get angry or emotional or disrespectful. Because all of those three things currently will happen if I talk to him, which is why I'm not. And I hope he understands that. Because I am not at the age to listen to bullshit for too long before I snap. I'm not. There might need to be some extra hands on deck when we have a conversation. Because I think he's owed a couple rights and lefts. When you put your hands on a woman that didn't do shit but try to love you or take care of you or try to be there for you and take care of the kids, take care of the house, and still try to manage her own career, you deserve to get hands put on you, man. And not by anybody else but your grown ass son. When you try to take away a woman's career and her livelihood, something she grew up doing her whole life, because you had jealousy and envy and you couldn't take the fact that somebody else was doing their own thing and you wanted to be the nigga in the house that did everything and had a woman sitting at the crib taking care of the kids, not doing shit with her life, you deserve a couple hands. When you have 3 kids in the house, 2 of them biologically yours, the oldest one considered your stepchild, and you don't treat that child like he's your child. Matter of fact, the opposite. You treated him like shit. And still to this day, don't even speak to him. You deserve some hands, bro. When your wife is a whole weirdo ass demon bitch, just that alone, I don't even have to say more about that hoe. Just know that you deserve a couple hands. And to that bitch, I hope you see this. Get your nephews, get your brothers, get your uncles, get your cousins, get all them niggas together in one motherfucking place and have them watch this shit and say, this nigga disrespected me, do something about it. And I swear to God, that'll be the last time you ever tell them niggas some shit. Peace, love, positive energy. I gotta say that. I gotta say that real quick. I don't want to put that out in the universe, man. Woo-ha, woo-sa, nam yo renge ho. Sometimes you got to let it out. Sometimes you got to let it out. Sometimes you got to let it out and let it be. That's how I feel. I have to be real. I have to be real, man. I feel this way. I have to say it. I don't give a fuck if it's on this platform. I have to say it. Them kids hated you until you started. GMS fam, I don't want to do too much. Let me chill. I have a story to tell. I do. Behind all this peace, love, and positive energy, I have a story to tell. I have things that have been on my mind, on my heart, that have been building. And the only reason I speak of this is because I don't want y'all to deal with these burdens yourself. When you feel like you need to get this shit off your chest, get it off your chest. When you feel like you need to speak on it, or it will destroy you. Not the people you have a problem with, not those around you. It'll only destroy you. And I be damned if I go through internal problems. People don't understand, man, when you deal with like depression, you deal with heartache, you deal with all this shit, it will physically transform your body. Y'all gotta understand, like, I done watched my mom deal with so much shit over the years, given in the past couple years, dealing with 2 types of cancer, and beating that. Like when I tell y'all, like, and this is another reason why I feel like I got to put hands on that man. My mom went through 2 types of cancer, beat them both, still here today, living, breathing, still going to appointments, still having to get checked on, still everything in between, but she is still here and she's still fighting. My mom is one of the strongest black women, and I'm going to say that strongly because one of the things that my mom hated was when my dad would start off with calling her a black something, black bitch, black whatever, to the point where she didn't even want to be called black anything. But mom, black is beautiful. Black is wonderful. Black is everything. Black is God. Black is you. You are a queen. And no nigga ever in life could ever make you feel any less than. My dad didn't like himself. So what he had to do was put other people down around him to feel better about himself. Hey, Dad, let's talk about it one day. You ain't know I do that, did you, nigga? Yeah. Same story, different nigga. Same story, different nigga, right? But what a happy Juneteenth. This is, matter of fact, what I think Juneteenth is about. Get that shit off your chest and move on. One day we gonna have that conversation. But until then, I'm gonna keep smoking good. And I'm gonna keep delivering this show for y'all. And I'm gonna keep prospering and living my motherfucking life the best way I can. GMS fam, the green room, you know what time it is. If you didn't hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Follow me on my socials. I'll follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App if you are feeling generous. I will most appreciate it. You right, Bam Bam. Still dad. He's still my dad. Regardless how I feel, he's still my dad. That can never change. I still love that whole ass nigga. Shout out to Ralph S. Southern California. Black Man America. Lady Aries, Kid at Heart. Sanaa. Hey, do me a big favor too, man. As soon as this live is over, leave a comment in the comment section. I will most appreciate it, man. That'd be so dope. It will help the GMS show in a big way, man. Whether you leave a like or subscribe or any of that shit. Most importantly, put a comment in that comment section when the live is over, man. I will most appreciate it. Shout out Black Hippie Ricky, Heroic Dose, Marilyn, Ty Ward, Daryl, G Swift, RIP to Bam Bam's dad. Yeah, see, that's another thing, man. When your dad is gone or one of your parents is gone, man, it shifts that whole feeling too. And because I understand that is another reason why I will one day have that conversation with my dad. Because regardless of how I feel today, I know how I'm going to feel once that man is dead and gone. So that conversation gonna happen. Endeavoring One. Trey 979. This shit tastes good, man. This shit is called apple fritter. Ooh-wee. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. Like I said, when this live is over, leave a comment. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Subscribe. Share this channel, too. Let the people know where to pull up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You feel me? GMS fam, the Green Room, smoke some. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I'll see y'all Wednesday. Follow me on Instagram, man. I go live on there frequently. You don't want to miss those because we really talk shit over there. All right? GMS fam, the Green Room, we out.